Rockford's home for classic rock is 96.7 The Eagle. I'm Captain Jack. Special guest joining me has a new solo record that will be available on May the 26th. Lead singer of Slaughter. It's Mark Slaughter. Thanks you so much for spending some time with us. Mark, how are you today?
Doing great. Really excited about this record.
So tell me about the process of going with the solo record here. Why now? Why 2017? Why put out this solo work right now?
Man, it is a love of music and nothing but. It's one of those things that I always wanted to do. I wanted to do an actual vinyl record, and obviously it goes in a digital format, but
sure.
I really wanted to make that record that just really takes people, and also for myself, takes me back to what I loved when I was, listening to music at a very young age. I just wanted to make a good rock and roll classic.
Tell me about writing this record.
Writing this record, it was just a natural, organic way of it coming together. It was just songs that, that really encompass that whole rock and roll attitude. And it's also, after, living as long as I have, so to speak, there's a lot of influences and things that I couldn't have done as a very young artist.
Sure.
I've lived more. I have a lot more to talk about, a lot more to sing about, and a lot of things to reflect on. And that's really, I think, as I'm aging through this process of making this music, I think that's the beauty of it. It's a lot more mature, but I still do what I came from. I'm still doing that same thing, just a little bit more mature with it.
Mark Slaughter is joining us. A brand new solo record called Halfway There will be released on May the 26th. Now, working on this project, you teamed up with David Ellefson from Megadeth, his label, and all that kind of stuff. Tell us about the relationship with him.
David and I have known each other for over 30 years, and I think that as young lads, we wanted to basically rule the world in the rock and roll side of it. And we've certainly, he's done a great job of it in Megadeth, and for us with Slaughter, we've been out playing shows every year since the records were released.
Right.
So, I think it's just this common thing of, he was doing this label, I was making the music. We were still in touch. We have a lot of appreciation for each other's talent, as well as human beings. He's a great guy, and certainly one of the nicest guys in rock and roll.
Mark Slaughter is joining us, lead singer of Slaughter, new solo project available on May the 26th. We'll get to the single here in a moment called Hey You. Let's talk about the music industry right now. So from the time that you started as a recording musician in Slaughter, here we are in 2017. Obviously, everything's digital. Things have changed. Record labels are disappearing. The landscape is completely different from the musician side, from the artist side that you are. What is it like now in 2017?
Well, the music business as we knew it has changed with the download process and how people can just, basically share and like.
Right.
But the thing is about it, I think that those who really love making music, you make music because you're an artist.
Right.
It's not like one of those things if I don't get paid on this, I'm not doing it. Well, you know what? This is what I love to do. I'm an artist. I'll make my art, whether I, make a lot of money on it or if I'm just changing one or two, people's lives with my music that's what music is. And I think that's really where I'm at with all this stuff, is just to get the music out there so that it becomes a soundtrack of people's lives. And I certainly think that, those who like the rock and roll, the classic rock and roll sensibility, will really dig this record.
It's called Halfway There. Our guest is Mark Slaughter. It will be available on May the 26th. Before we get to the song, get to the single here, we see over time some great bands, whether it's Rat or Motley Crue, or we've seen the well-documented lead singer search project for Quiet Riot over the years. From the outside looking in, it appears that the Slaughter camp is fine. How are things good for you guys? How have you guys maintained over the years without, some massive explosion or breakup or the craziness? How have you made it to this point?
I think that the first and foremost is ego. There's we're just regular guys who love to make music. And second of all, it's the love of the music. We get along. There's no substance abuse problems in the band.
Sure.
There's no, Dana and I were we were the writers of this stuff back in the day. So when we wrote the Slaughter records, it was us producing it, it was us writing it, it was us arranging it and playing everything on it. So, you know, what that was is people who are still in love with what they built a long time ago, and it's not a product of a record label that somebody wrote this song and used this producer and used this, you know. We controlled it from the very beginning, and that was probably why it has continued, because we're a little closer to it than a lot of bands would be.
We appreciate the time. Mark Slaughter is our guest. The album's called Halfway There, available on May 26th. Thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck, and hey, man, keep rocking.
Thank you so much, Captain.